Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on a program called the Back Pain Miracle System. We're going to deconstruct its claims, its structure, and all the promises it makes based entirely on its own material.
So here's the game plan. We're going to start by looking at how the system actually defines the problem of back pain in the first place. Then we'll dive into the solution they offer, the methods they use, check out the testimonials they feature, and finally get into the nitty-gritty of the purchase itself.
All right, first up, let's talk about the problem. How exactly does this program frame the whole challenge of back pain that it's setting out to solve?
So, right from the get-go, the source material does something pretty interesting. It starts by reframing back pain, asking you to think of it not as one single issue, but as this huge universe of different conditions. And this really shows you just how wide a net it's casting. I mean, it claims to tackle a whole range of things, from the stuff you hear about all the time, like chronic pain and sciatica, to more specific issues like herniated discs, fibromyalgia, and even tight hip flexors.
Okay, so now that they've laid out this massive, wide-ranging problem, the source brings its solution to the stage, the back pain miracle system itself.
At its heart, the entire program is built around one core idea: slow, gentle, conscious movement. The whole stated goal is to safely get the spine moving and to let go of all those tight muscles.
Okay, that sounds nice, right? But how does it actually claim to do that? Let's dig into the methods and principles they say the whole system is built on.
Now, this is really interesting. A huge part of their pitch is how they position themselves against other methods. They draw a clear line in the sand between what they call traditional, sometimes painful, approaches and their own unique method, which is all about being low intensity, low effort, and totally comfortable.
And to build up its credibility, the material says the system is based on principles from a bunch of different disciplines, including Bartenieff fundamentals, martial arts, and even ballet.
All right, next up, we get to what is, let's be honest, often the most persuasive part of any pitch like this: the social proof, the stories from people who've actually used it.
So the material uses these direct quotes from users. This one from Care really speaks to a massive shift. You know, going from a life that's just defined by pain to experiencing what it's like to have no pain for the very first time.
And Carlton's story here really hammers home a theme you see again and again in these testimonials. Someone who's been suffering for decades, tried everything else, and then finally found relief with this system.
You see, this focus on transformation is absolutely key. Anna's quote suggests that the program's impact isn't just about feeling a little better. It's about fundamentally changing how you live your day-to-day life.
So we've seen the problem, the solution, the method, and the proof. Now let's get down to the brass tacks, the specific offer, and the guarantees they present to you.
To make the guarantee really stick in your head, they boil it all down to one single, easy-to-remember number: 60.
And that number? That's the number of days you have for a full 100% money-back guarantee. They really stress that it's no questions asked, which, is all about taking away that fear of making a bad purchase.
And they also tackle another big worry people have with online programs. They make it crystal clear that this is a one-and-done payment. It is not a subscription, and there will never be any future charges.
And finally, to wrap it all up, the source material moves into a kind of FAQ section, trying to clear up any last-minute practical questions you might still have.
And this is probably the biggest question on anyone's mind if they're in a lot of pain, right? Is this actually going to be hard to do? Is it going to hurt?
Well, the answer they give couldn't be more direct. They claim the movements are the easiest movements to do, period. They were designed from the ground up for people who find other things too difficult, with a big emphasis on low effort and low intensity.
The next practical question is about access. How do you even get this thing once you've decided to go for it?
And again, the source is clear: there's no physical product. The whole program is digital, which means you get instant access to stream the videos online or download them right to your device. No waiting around.
So when you step back and look at the whole presentation, you realize it's all been building to this one final thought. It's designed to leave you with this single powerful question: could the key to this huge, widespread, and debilitating problem really be something as simple as gentle movement?